What's happening? I'm Rick Knight, the Bad Philosopher. Another video. I'm going to try to make this one as short as I can and get out of here. I was reading an old article about here in New York City about our mayor, Bill de Blasio, our leftist Marxist mayor. If you ask me for my opinion, which you didn't, but you got it anyway. He wants to implement new policies on our specialized high schools that we have. We have about 8 of them throughout the city. To name a few, we have Brooklyn Tech, Bronx School of Science, we have Stuyvesant in Manhattan. There's 8 of these schools that are very, very, very tough schools to get in. About 5,000 students a year get in. There's about 5,000 openings. The schools are made up, vast majority of them are Asians. After that is the white students. And way at the bottom, about maybe roughly 5% is Black and Hispanic students. There's a test to get in called the Specialized High School Admission Test. It's a pretty tough test that you have to pass to get in. These are specialized high schools with the purpose of allowing only the brightest students in. Our mayor and the mayor's office thinks it's unfair to the students, to the Black and Hispanic students who are not getting into the schools, and now they want to cut the test out and reserve 20% of the seatings into the school for Black and Hispanic students. I have a slight problem with that. The problem I have is that these schools are intended only for the brightest of the bright. Whoever can pass this test can get into the school. If you can't pass the test, you can't get in. It has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with anything else. If you can't get into the school, then you go to the next best thing. That's how it is in life. You don't get what you want just because you want it. The mayor wants everything to be fair and equal and inclusive to all. But it won't be fair, inclusive, and equal to all, because if you're going to implement a policy where you're going to take 20% of the seating and give it to a certain group based on race, you have this preferential treatment based on race. What happens is that 20% is being stolen from the other kids, other students who have the requirement to get in to the schools. So you're going to trade race for the intellect. These schools are meant for students who have the intellect, not for who has the race. So this whole equality thing that the left has going on, it is one of the most ridiculous things that they look at everything as race and gender and sexuality, and they won't look at the individualism. They want everyone to be in a collective group, and then they want each group to be equally represented in everything, even in things that there's no need to have them represented in. So, for an example, when you have a basketball team, you look for the best players you can get. You don't give a shit if they're white players, black players, Spanish, Chinese, young, old, Muslim. You don't care what they are. Right? Jewish, Christian, you don't care what their religion is, you don't care what skin color they are, you don't care what language they speak. You only want the best of the best that you're capable of getting to play on your team so you can try to win championships. That's how the NBA works. The NBA is the big league. I don't belong on an NBA court. I don't belong anywhere near a basketball. Therefore, I will never be an NBA player. There could be all black NBA players for the rest of for the whole future of human existence, and I'm completely fine with it, because if they're putting up the numbers, then they're putting up the numbers, and that's all that matters. If you have diversity on an NBA team and you start saying, listen, we got to get some Chinese players, and we got to get some Puerto Rican players, and we got to get some white players because we got to make everything equal, then you're going to have a low-scoring game. You leave it the way it is with only the best of the best, you get a high-scoring game, you get an exciting game, and that's the way it is. But if you want to drop this admission test and open the door and just give away 20% of the seating based on race, then what do you get? You're not going to get this top-tier level of education that you have in these schools, at least not for the 20%. You're going to have to downgrade. The 20% might not do very well, being that they don't belong there in the first place. And now what does the school do? Does the school fail those students, or do they bring down the level of instructions so those 20% can pass? Now you're downgrading the school. You know, when you're trying to get on a ride as a kid, or you're with your kid getting on a ride and there's a height requirement, you try again next year when your kid's a little taller. You don't fight to get your kid onto the ride. He's not allowed on the ride. That's how that works. And it's the same thing with these schools. Then you try again next year. And if you can't get in, well, then you go to plan B, you figure something else out. I'm in college now in an older age, and I don't go to any of these exclusive universities, these ultra-privileged universities like Harvard and Yale and Princeton and MIT, and maybe I can't get in, and if I can't get in, I can't get in. It doesn't hurt my pride. I'll just go to a college that's on my level. I'm on my way. I'm finishing up in a community college, and I'm going to Brooklyn College, not too far from where I live, and I'm fine with it. If I don't have what it takes to get into these top schools, or if I'm not willing to work hard enough to get into these top schools, then it's fine with me. It is what it is. But there's no need to force my way into anything, because by me forcing my way into something, that means I'm pushing someone on the back end out. And it's not fair to that person if they have the requirement and the talent to actually be there in the first place. So this is actually just another immoral Marxist leftist program that the mayor wants to implement, the city wants to implement, and it's going to backfire, as it always does, because common sense has never been a left-leaning thing. We really need to come to grips with this. That it's to the point that once we view everything as race and gender and sexuality and all these other things, instead of viewing things for what they are, reality, we're always going to lose. We're always going to fail. We're always going to find this whole end racism, end bigotry, and end all this stuff, and equality, and this utopian fantasy that the left is living in. And it's not practical. You just can't change the way people think. You can't change the way people, the way people view the world, and to try to use policies to force people to conform to what you want the world to be. To force people to just all want to be in this collective sharing Care Bear mood. It's not realistic. It's not. I choose to live my life the way I live it. I choose to try to be the best person I can possibly be. As a Jew, I see anti-Semitism all the time online. I see it everywhere. It's so easy to spot. You can go anywhere to any of the social media outlets, and you see all these anti-Jewish everything scattered in plenty of places, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to waste my time fighting and arguing with anyone and trying to change their opinion and get them shut down, and I want them dead, and I want them in jail, and these are sick people, and I'm not going to waste my time doing any of that, because that's exactly what it is. It's a waste of time. I'm not going to try to force my way into anything. I'm not going to say, hey, listen, it's not fair. Us Jews, we're only good at performing surgeries and defending you in a court of law, but we want to throw a baseball too. You should put us on your team. No, we can't throw a ball. We can't get the team. That's it, right? You don't see many Jews throwing a football or anything like that, or baseball. You don't see us anywhere, right? You don't see us in a boxing ring, right? We can't do it, right? We'll own the team, but we're not going to play on it. That's how that works. And it's the most fairest system there is. You don't have the talent, you don't get the gig. It's that simple. So keep that in mind in the future, man. Just work hard towards whatever you want. Work hard towards getting or earning or establishing yourself, or getting the talent needed so you can do what it is you want to do. But if it's not there, then it's not there, and you don't get the gig. And I think we need to live with ourselves, knowing that some people have it, some people don't. But we can't force our way in, because by forcing our way in, we are going to force someone force their way out, and it's not right. It's immoral, and it's something that's going to backfire. So, but that's all I got for tonight. That's it. I'm done. Thanks for watching. See you next video. I'm out. I'm the Bad Philosopher.